The Tortoise and the Pig, a story of power, patience, and purpose. In a quiet village at the edge of a vast forest lived two unlikely companions, the tortoise and the pig. The pig was strong, fast, and admired. The tortoise was slow, silent, and often ignored. One morning, the pig laughed and said, "Speed is success. Power is everything. Slow ones are born to watch others win." The tortoise did not argue. He simply replied, "Those who rush without direction often arrive exhausted." The pig scoffed, "Why you think, I move. Why you plan, I win." Days passed. The village announced a challenge, a journey through the forest to the Golden Hill, a place set to reward those who arrived with wisdom and strength. The pig charged ahead without rest. The tortoise began slowly. As the pig ran, he mocked, "Hustle beats patience. Noise beats silence." But deep in the forest, the pig grew tired. The path twisted. Hunger crept in. Confidence faded. Meanwhile, the tortoise whispered to himself, "Consistency is louder than speed. I may be slow, but every step is mine." The pig stopped to rest, believing time was still his friend. "I can pause," he said. "I am already ahead." The tortoise passed quietly. When the pig awoke, panic struck. He ran again, faster than before, but his strength was scattered. His breath was heavy. His mind was loud. The tortoise kept moving. He reminded himself, discipline is choosing progress over comfort. Small steps taken daily defeat great strength wasted once. At sunset, the tortoise reached the Golden Hill. There was no gold, no applause, only words carved into stone. The race is not to the fastest, but to the one who refuses to stop. The pig arrived later, broken and ashamed. He looked at the tortoise and asked, "How did you win without power?" The tortoise answered, "Power fades. Purpose endures. You trusted speed. I trusted direction. You raced others. I committed to myself." The pig bowed his head. The tortoise added one final truth. Life does not reward who starts loudest. It rewards who stays faithful when no one is watching. And from that day, the pig learned to walk with patience. And the tortoise proved to the world that slow progress is still progress. Consistency is a hidden superpower. And the quiet journey often leads to the greatest victory. Victory changed nothing on the outside. But inside the pig, a storm had begun. The Golden Hill did not mock him. Silence did. The pig walked beside the tortoise, his shoulders heavy, his pride wounded. He finally spoke, his voice trembling. "I ran my whole life. Yet I feel like I never arrived." The tortoise paused. He looked at the pig and said softly, "Many people reach places they were never meant to stay." The pig clenched his fists. "I was praised for my speed. Applauded for my strength. Why does it feel empty now?" The tortoise replied, "Because applause feeds the ego, not the soul." They continued walking. The forest felt different now. Quieter. Heavier. The pig whispered, "I am tired of proving myself." The tortoise answered, "Then stop performing and start becoming." That night, rain fell. The pig shivered. The ground was cold. For the first time, his strength could not protect him. He cried. Not loudly, but deeply. "I thought being strong meant never breaking," he confessed. "But breaking is all I know." The tortoise moved closer and said, "Strength is not the absence of pain. Strength is staying gentle while healing." Morning came. The pig noticed the tortoise's shell, scratched, worn, and cracked in places. "You've been hurt too," the pig said. The tortoise nodded. "I learned early that pain is part of the path." He continued, "The difference is this: I never let pain decide who I become." As they walked, the pig slowed his pace. For the first time in his life, he listened to his steps. "I always thought slow people were weak," he said. But now I see. Slowness gave you time to understand yourself. The tortoise replied. Speed hides wounds. Silence reveals them. They reached a quiet stream. The pig stared at his reflection and whispered, "Who am I without my strength?" The tortoise answered without hesitation, "You are still worthy." The pig's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know how to start again." The tortoise smiled gently. "You don't start again. You continue with wisdom." He added one final lesson. Life will break your pride before it builds your purpose. You lose races so you can find direction. And sometimes, slowing down is how the heart finally catches up. The pig took a deep breath. He no longer raced the wind. He walked beside the tortoise. And for the first time in his life, he felt whole. Redemption does not announce itself. It arrives quietly, like a new way of walking. The pig no longer chased the horizon. He walked beside the tortoise, matching his pace, matching his breath. One morning, the pig said softly, "I am afraid the world will remember my failure." The tortoise replied, "The world forgets quickly, but your spirit remembers forever." They returned to the village. The same village that once praised speed. The same village that once laughed at slowness. Whispers followed them. Some pointed at the pig and said, "That is the one who lost." The pig lowered his head. The tortoise stopped and said, "Losing is not shameful. Refusing to learn is." The pig lifted his eyes. For the first time, he did not defend himself. He spoke to the crowd with a calm voice. "I was fast, but I was empty. I was strong, but I was scattered. I lost a race and found my soul." Silence filled the village. Children gathered around. One small piglet asked, "If speed isn't everything, what matters?" The pig knelt and answered, "Direction, discipline, and the courage to change." The tortoise added, "Legacy is not what you achieve once. It is what you teach consistently." Days passed. The pig began helping others, not by pushing them to run, but by teaching them when to rest. He said often, "Burnout is the cost of ignoring your limits. Wisdom is knowing when to slow down." The tortoise watched quietly. His work had never been loud. One evening, the pig asked, "Why did you never boast after winning?" The tortoise smiled. "Because victory is temporary. Character is permanent." Years later, the forest changed. New paths appeared. New travelers arrived. And at the crossroads stood two figures. One known for patience. One known for humility. The villagers no longer told stories of who was fastest. They told stories of who endured. A stone was placed near the forest path, carved with simple words. "Run if you must. Rest when you need. But never abandon your purpose." The pig grew older. His strength faded. But his influence did not. He whispered to the next generation, "Redemption is choosing growth after failure. Legacy is helping others rise from the lessons you paid for." The tortoise closed his eyes one final time beneath the morning sun. His journey was complete. And the forest remembered him not for how slowly he walked, but for how deeply he lived. Because in the end, speed impresses people. Patience transforms lives. And a redeemed heart leaves a legacy that time cannot erase.